links.com/Fiverr. Definitely would appreciate it because it helps support the channel as well when you do use that link. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. The Amazon KDP keywords. You have 7 back-end keywords, but so many times people are kind of concerned. What do I do with those 7 keywords? How do they function? And, how do I know if I got them right? How do I know if I got them wrong? Well, don't be overwhelmed because today we're going to talk about those 7 back-end keywords. So you're going to want to make sure that you stay tuned. Hey, I am Dale L. Roberts, a best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And hey, if you want that too, make sure you hit the subscribe and ring the bell notification icon and turn it to all so you don't miss a single one of these videos. And I think that it's high time we just tackle it head on. The problem with the 7 back-end keywords. So many people are just wondering like, hey, what do I do with it? Should I put this in here? Should I put that in here? I'm going to give you some best practices right out the rip. But the very first thing we need to address is, what's the purpose of the 7 keyword slots? All right, so the 7 keyword slots work like this. It lets the Amazon algorithm know in a succinct a way possible what your content is based on. So that is the way of saying to the Amazon algorithm, hey, I am based on XYZ, and this is all inside my 7 keyword slots. So using those 7 keyword slots is absolutely critical. It says optional, by the way. I would say that it should be mandatory if you want to see any sort of sales, no less being discovered on the Amazon platform, because that's really what it ultimately is about. The keywords function as a bridge that builds between you, your book, and your ideal customer. So having these 7 keywords dialed in is absolutely critical. Now just remember this, folks. You can have the best keywords in the world. You can see that it's most profitable and that there's not too much competition, but keywords don't sell books. Just remember that. All right? Keywords just help with discovery and getting it to where you're being served up to the proper audience. All right, so that's the purpose of them. But here's the thing, there's common mistakes I see when it comes to keywords, and I've consulted, I would say, hundreds of different indie authors that have utilized the Amazon KDP slots, and every time I see one or even all 3 of these problems. And let's just go ahead and start out with the number 1 mistake. Single term keywords. Now, when I mean single term keywords, that means just one word. So let's say I'm a fitness author. I say to myself, you know what? My book is a fitness book. So I just put fitness in one of the 7 keyword slots. The problem is we have upwards of 50 characters per slot. Amazon wants you to utilize it more. And when you use a single term keyword phrase, the problem is it's so broad that you're trying to market yourself to everyone. And you're going to get buried in all the noise. It's when you take and you just really get it to where you niche down. And niching down means creating a longer keyword term that's going to include anywhere from 2, 3, or even 4 terms within a keyword phrase. So doing a single term keyword, I challenge each and every single one of you. If you have a single term keyword phrase, go back into your KDP dashboard and fix it. You're going to probably thank me later and go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was just using a single term keyword phrase. The thing is, unless you're, say for instance, if I was putting out self-help books, unless you're Tony Robbins, all right, you're probably not going to get brought up in search on the first page. And that's ultimately where the holy grail is for us indie authors. Now, the next problem, there's 3 problems altogether that I usually see. Irrelevant keyword use. Now, you may have used, say, for instance, Publisher Rocket, or you use Kindle Spy, or you used any number of software out there, and you say, oh my gosh, it's profitable. This is going to work for me. Well, that's all well and good, but if the keyword has no real relevance on your book, then here's what's going to happen. Let's say a best case scenario. You choose this really profitable keyword, no competition, but it's kind of loosely based on your book. Say the audience searches it up. Oh, here we go. Here's this book that's put out by Kevin McGuire, and it says needleworking. By the way, Kevin doesn't put out needleworking stuff. And he pulls up needleworking. They look at it and oh, well, this is a prep or fiction book. I don't get it. What the heck's going on here? They're going to pass. And what ends up happening is, since you're getting served to an audience and they're not taking action by way of either clicking on your product page or, better yet, buying, the relevancy for your title greatly diminishes. So that's why it's so important when you're choosing keywords, be very, very, very selective with it, and know that when you look at it, think of it like a cocktail conversation. Someone says to you real briefly, hey, I heard you wrote a book. What's it about? That keyword is going to be the thing you can describe to somebody in just about 2 seconds without being the too wordy person, such like that. You know, you can say it's at-home fitness workouts for women over 50. Oh my gosh, great keyword, right? By the way, I don't know if that's a good one. Alrighty, third problem, redundant keyword use. Right, there's redundancy in two ways. The very first one is going to be taking the keywords that are already in your title and subtitle and putting into your 7 keyword slots. I want you to think about your title and subtitle like 2 additional keyword slots. And if you've already got it placed in there, there's no need to place it again inside your 7 keyword slots. Now, there's nothing wrong for you to put your title and subtitle within your description, but that's another video for another day. Right, so never reuse your title or subtitle keywords. Now, if you don't have a keyword in your title subtitle, then you could disregard this. Now we're going to go ahead and focus on the 7 keyword slots and being redundant on those. So there's going to be different iterations of a particular root keyword. So let's say, for instance, my root keyword is workout plan. Maybe I found that home workout plan for men over 40 was great. And then I go, well, maybe my book is also for women over 42. So I'll go into the next slot and go, home workout plan for women over 40. It's becoming redundant. And I'm going to tell you what you can do with redundant keywords that have some overlap in just a second in the best practices. Speaking of, this is a perfect time to segue over to the best practices. What do you do? What's the solution? And there you're going to have many experts who are going to spout their opinions and their theories and such. But I'm going to tell you that some of these theories have actually been proven, and there's actually a link down in the description down below here and an article done by Dave Chesson, good friend here of the channel, the Kindlepreneur himself, talks about using those 7 keyword slots. And I'm going to kind of summarize a little bit of what he talked about in those things. Remember that when you are going to do keywords in the 7 keyword slots, you have upwards of 50 characters. Now that includes all alphanumerical and spaces in between. So that means that any space that's going to be a character, so you have 50 characters. I always try to say, for instance, when I'm doing my keyword research, I open a Microsoft Word document to where I can count the number of characters, so it's just easy for me to copy and paste them on over. So try to utilize as much as possible. But if it gets to the point that it looks almost like a phrase that you're just like, oh, it's not right. It almost sounds like, you know, you're glitching out. There are exceptions. Some glitching does kind of work. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. But try to utilize as much of the 50 characters. Never use quotes, all right, around anything. Because when you do quotes around something, you're asking the Amazon algorithm for an exact match on that. Now, I don't think there's anyone that uses it, but if you do use quotes around something, remove the quotes. Because by removing the quotes and keeping it inside the spot, first of all, the quotes are eating up 2 valuable spots or valuable character spaces. The next thing is, when you open it up, you're allowing the Amazon algorithm to do what's called a broad keyword match, to where it's going to pick and choose what it wants based on the search volume. And then you'll hopefully get more sales, you become more relevant for those particular keywords and get searched even more, and hopefully more sales. All right, so with that being said, what do we do with these keywords now? One of the things I recommend, and stay with me for just a second because there's 2 parts to this one. Combine relevant keywords with overlap. So you remember how I was just saying how I could have used, say, for instance, home workout plan for men over 40, and maybe I found another one, home workout plan for women over 40. Well, instead of me using 2 separate slots, there's overlap on this one. I can put in home workout plan for men women over 40. Now, you might say, well, shouldn't I put and in there? No, what's going to happen is there's going to be a broad keyword match. It's going to pull out what it needs to and how it needs to perform. Now, remember though, that the more you kind of put in there, the more you fill up in a slot, and you start to water down it a little bit, all right? And you might end up confusing. So when you start to do a little bit of an overlap, be selective with the keywords you're going to use. Make sure that they are both have some type of overlap in relevancy. I know I use relevancy when it comes to algorithm, but also when I say relevancy about as far as keywords sharing something in common, that means make sure that it's not completely, disheveled. It makes sense putting these two things together. So combine keywords with the overlap. And I'm going to show a demonstration if you stick around long enough here. Now, what I'm going to recommend though is, first of all, use 4 to 6 of your slots for a keyword combo. So where I talked about the overlap, try to use about 4 to 6 of those. And the reason is, in just a moment, I'm going to explain why we need to save like at least 1 to 3 slots. For the keyword combos, what it's going to do is it's going to cast a wider net out into the Amazon ethos. And the Amazon algorithm is going to have more to work with to kind of figure out where are you supposed to be served and who is going to buy. From time to time, you're going to need to go through, regardless of the type of keyword, and make sure that you're switching them out. All right. And then when I say time to time, at least minimum 1 year at a time. Now, if you've got a book that's killing it, don't touch it. But if you see a book that starts to kind of nosedive a little bit, I would say that's when you're going to want to change out the keywords. Now, I talked about doing 4 to 6 keywords combos. The other 1 to 3 slots are going to be exact match keywords. So don't combine them. You're going to find a juicy keyword that has low competition and high search volume, as well as profitability. Like there is actual proof of concept. People are buying books based on this specific keyword. And there's a few metrics that I look at, but just to kind of, go past all this, an exact phrase is going to be exactly what you would type in to an Amazon search query and bring it up and it'll say that. So I'm not combining it with other keywords, but you want 1 to 3 of those slots based on this. Real quick, hey, I just want to let everybody know that, lately I've been really, pressing you really hard about something that's really cool, and that is the Fiverr book and ebook store. And they are the exclusive sponsors of the channel. And the past me is going to tell you a little bit more about it here. Today's video is exclusively sponsored by Fiverr. The Fiverr book and ebook store is the ultimate home for developing, perfecting, and publishing book-length content. Many people feel they have the next big book inside of them, or want to attract new leads and engage your audience with an ebook that educates and converts. But many have trouble turning their vision into reality, or simply don't have the bandwidth to write a 50-page ebook. That's where Fiverr comes in. New technologies can enable anyone to publish, with so many self-publishing platforms, plus the ability to go straight to an ebook. But making a book or ebook is an overwhelming process. New technologies can enable anyone to publish, with so many self-publishing platforms, plus the ability to go straight to an ebook. But making an ebook or book is an overwhelming process. There are so many steps, and having an idea is the first one. Fiverr's all-in-one platform provides everything you need to go from concept to a finished and packaged book. The services in the store follow the logical order of a book's life cycle. To get more details, hey, go on over and visit dalelinks.com/Fiverr. That's Fiverr, 2 R's because it's double good. Again, dalelinks.com/Fiverr. Alrighty, ready. Here we go. So now that is all the information I was going to share today. We're going to go into a live demonstration real quick. Those of you watching this on the replay, I'm going to do a live demonstration of the old school methodology for keywords, and then I'm going to do a new school methodology using Publisher Rocket. But I just want to come on over here and let everybody know inside the live chat, load me up with any kind of questions, concerns, comments that you have. Real briefly, I'm just going to go ahead over into screen share, and we're going to go ahead and open up the browser here. So the very first thing I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to open up incognito mode with Control, Shift, and the letter N. All right? This is good for Chrome. And then I'm going to go over into the Kindle store. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is anytime I'm studying, I'm looking at, say, Kindle, and I'm looking at print book. I try to look at the keywords separately. So relevancy for a particular product type is going to vary from one to the next. So what I'll typically do, let's just say, for instance, I'm going to do some yoga book maybe. So we've got yoga, and it pops up this auto suggest feature. I'm going to jot down all of these selections, all right? And eventually I'm going to come back around and try to look them up. Now, I can also start to do, say, yoga A, yoga B, yoga C, yoga D. You could see as we keep going, it starts to give us even more choices. Now, once I feel like, okay, I see a particular keyword that definitely is relevant to what the book I'm putting out. So let's say I'm doing yoga for back pain. So maybe I go ahead, yoga for pain relief. I'm going to pay attention to the number of products right here. Okay, you can see me moving over here in the top left. There's about 256 that pull up in yoga for pain relief. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to ignore the sponsored products at the top, and you can see that it's a sponsored product, so that doesn't count. I'm going to look over here on the left-hand side. You will see each one of these. Now, you'll notice there's rank. I'm using a plugin that's called Amazon DS Quick View, or DS Amazon Quick View. It's free. Go ahead, give it a shot. I don't have an affiliate link. Honestly, I just love the plugin. And it's going to show me what the Amazon bestseller rank is. So 84, not bad. 162, I'm not feeling that. This one doesn't have a rank. That kind of makes me leery. This has 31,000. This has 105,000. 734. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to add up each one of these ranks of the 16 books that pull up in first page placement, and I'm going to average it out. So add them all up, divide it by 16, and we'll see what the average rank. If I see that rank anywhere below 100,000, but maybe above 10,000, it definitely means it's something that's worth pursuing. Now, if for some reason it's less than 10,000, it's not the end of the world. It just means that keyword might be a little more competitive. So in any event, this is how I look for things. And again, if we find some, overlap here, let's say, for instance, I start to type in pain relief from sciatica. So you remember how I said about getting some type of overlap? So let me go ahead and I'm going to open up another document so I can kind of show you exactly what I mean when I find a keyword with overlap. So let's say, for instance, yoga for pain relief was a good one. All right, we'll just assume that it was. And then I found one that says pain relief, I think, from sciatica. Now, oddly enough, remember I said my specific book was going to be about yoga for back pain relief. And so maybe this is probably a great time for me to go ahead and create a keyword slot. So here's keyword slot 1. And let me go ahead and zoom in so everybody can see this a little better. So keyword slot number 1. I could end up taking these two keywords right here and creating an overlap for pain relief from sciatica. Now this is if they're all relevant to my publication. I'm going to highlight this. I'll go up into review at the very top. I'll left click on word count and we'll see how many characters with spaces. So this one has 34 in it. I still have a little bit of room. So if I wanted to, I could always dig in just a little bit more and find something else I could put in here. So it could probably be, I don't know, we could say sciatica. Sciatic pain relief was already there. Maybe SOS might be something we can look into. Exercises in home treatment. So we've got this one, exercises in home treatment. Now this might exceed, but you guys can at least get a better idea of what I'm shooting for. Sciatica, home treatment. Forgot it already. Come on now, Dale. Sciatica exercises in home treatment. Okay, so there we go. Exercises and home treatment. So I could end up putting the exercises in home treatment on the very end of the keyword combination I have here. Now let's take a look at word count. Sadly, it's well beyond that. Now, one could probably say, well, couldn't I just maybe remove a couple of these things? Yeah, you could probably do that. I'm sure sciatic exercises pulls up. It just won't match up for that particular sciatic exercises in home treatment. But either way, you can see how I'm just kind of building out my keyword on this one. And so those of you out there that are like, hey, Dale, I can't afford to invest in Publisher Rocket. I totally get it. This is probably one of the best ways to do it. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time. The reason I love Publisher Rocket saves me some time. If you want to get access to it, by the way, there's a link down inside the description down below here, but it's to dalelinks.com/rocket. I am an affiliate, so if you buy it, that means a small percentage comes back to me. But I don't stand behind this product just because I'm paid to do it. I actually do love the product. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this particular document out. Actually, why don't we save it just in case? Just in case that I need it again. All right, I'm going to move this on over here, minimize it, and let's go back over into screen share. Now let's go into my preferred way of doing things, Publisher Rocket. You're going to see why I just say so many good things about this thing. All right, we go to keyword search. Let's just say, for instance, we can go and I found yoga for pain relief. Let's see how this one pulls up over in Rocket. There's no guessing to this. We can get it to pull up the search volume just by hitting analyze, and boom. So right now it's saying there's about 256 competitors on this one. Remember, we saw the products. It matches up. The average monthly earnings is $2,000. No real Google search volume. You've got less than 100 Amazon searches, so there's not many people searching for it. The competitive score is right at that upper level. I like to see a competitive score of about 50 or less. 40, you get a banana sticker for that one, if you can find something. And then I'm going to take a little deeper dive here. Let's go in here, we hit competition. And I'm going to look at some of these particular books that are pulling up on first page. And I want to see, first of all, the author's a great idea. We can see the book data over here. We can see how long it's been on the market, what its current Amazon bestseller rank is. Are they using the keyword in the title? And are they using it in the subtitle? What are their daily estimated sales and monthly estimated sales? And this gives me a better idea as to what I'm dealing with. So you can see yoga for pain relief is getting dominated by these three books. All right, so this is right here. It's kind of telling me I might not go for it. But let's say, for instance, I see this person is just crushing it and this person's crushing it. I can go ahead and just take a look and see what it looks like over here. How many reviews do they have? They got 39 reviews. That's a clean layout. Big kudos if this is somebody's book and they're watching this. I wonder if Cindy Roberts is related to me. But we scroll down here. Excellent. Nice, nice. Good job. So 31,000 ranked. This is not bad. It's priced at about $7.99. Got a paperback version at about 18 bucks. So you could see why this person's probably doing really, really well. And I would gander to say that it's a clean cover. It's resonating with the audience. They have it on Kindle Unlimited. Let's see what the paperback's doing. I'm going to scope it out down here. Oh, wow, this was published some time ago on CreateSpace, March 2016. It's a fair rank. They're probably getting maybe a sale every other day. But I'm not going to argue with that. That's probably a nice thing to have if you're really looking for that. Ideally, I like to see it below 100,000, so you're getting at least one sale per day or more. So in any event, so that is the whole system that I do when it comes to one of the things. Yeah, great question, John, for sure. Thank you very much. Hey, folks, we're going to go ahead and start to wrap things up. Again, inside the pinned comment, go ahead and left click on that and join me over in the KDP keyword strategy that you're going to need to know. And for those of you that are watching on the replay, hey, you know what? If you don't go over to the chat over there, you can go and click on this very next video where I'm going to talk about a